welcome back to Finding Wendy. Well, thanks for joining me. I'll talk about my stats, of course, and I'll talk about some other things that I've been up to this week. So stay tuned. As always, I talk about my stats and about my journey. So I started this whole journey back in December 2017. I weighed 450 pounds. Here's a picture of me. Do you believe it? 450 pounds. It's quite incredible. And so I lost 50 pounds on my own, and then I started the Optifast on February 20th, and I was 400 pounds, and then I had my surgery, my VSG surgery. Sorry, I gotta drink some water. VSG surgery on March 20th, 2018. I was 375. Last week, I was, let me just take a look here because I have to say it right. Last week I was 239. This week I'm 238. So I've lost another pound this week, which is great. So I've now lost a total, drum roll please, of 212 pounds. So that's great. In 13 months, not bad. Okay, well stay tuned and we'll talk about some more stuff. We'll come back. So some big news. Well, first of all, let's talk about what I did this week. So this week, I had my 1-year follow-up with my social worker at Toronto Western Hospital. And it went as I suppose it would go, because she just basically asked how everything was going and how are you feeling. And I talked, of course, about my YouTube channel, my Finding Wendy YouTube channel, and feeling good. Everything seems to be okay. I'm just a generally much happier person since I've had the surgery, and highly recommend the surgery to everybody. Even though a friend of mine, her daughter had the surgery and she's had some complications. She had a stricture, which I've actually never really heard of, but I felt really guilty because I've never had any issues after my surgery, and she's had nothing but issues after her surgery. So everybody's different, as you know. Yeah, so my 1-year follow-up with my social worker, and in the coming 4 weeks, I have follow-ups again with my entire bariatric team. And everything seems to be going great, so I'm really happy about that. The other great thing that I did was that I booked my flight to Amsterdam. So for you followers out there, you know that I've always talked about my dream goal is to be able to fly to Amsterdam this summer. So it's going to happen. So I am flying on July 15th to Amsterdam for 10 days. Staying in a hotel, going to see all my friends and family there, and that I haven't seen since 2001. Back to Amsterdam because I am a professional musician, and I used to perform there with the opera company in Amsterdam on my French horn in the opera orchestra. And so really looking forward to that, brushing up on my Dutch. I can still understand Dutch perfectly, but everybody in Holland speaks English anyway, so that's not a problem. and really looking forward to it. And I just heard from my brother-in-law that he's able to rent or borrow a walker for me. And they're also called rollators. So yeah, here's a picture of me with my walker there. And so, because I just bought this walker last week, and I've been using my Carrot app to track my steps. And the highest I got up to, which was yesterday, was 2,500 steps, which is not bad, because yesterday was my big fundraiser for the Mississauga Symphony Orchestra. I've been working for months on the silent auction fundraiser for the orchestra, and I thought, I'm not taking my scooter, I'm going to walk with my walker, and which turned out great. It was perfectly okay. But I must admit, when I was driving home last night from Mississauga, which is about a 20-minute drive from downtown Toronto, I was in a lot of pain in my hip. And so I was thinking, I reached out to my brother-in-law and said, can you organize a walker for me in Amsterdam? Because I don't think just walking with canes will cut it. So it's, because when you're on vacation, you do lots of walking, right? And especially in a city like Amsterdam, not many people have cars. So everybody's on their bikes. So I'll be doing lots of walking. Yeah, so that's exciting. So hotel and flight are booked. Spent a lot of money in one day, but that's okay. It's worth it. It's a goal that you set for yourself, and it was a goal that I set for myself over a year ago. And I actually have a poster of Amsterdam in my bathroom. You know, that IKEA black and white photo of Amsterdam with the red bike? Well, that's hanging in my bathroom. So every time I sit on the toilet, I'm looking at Amsterdam and dreaming of the day that I can go there again. And that poster has been hanging up there for at least 5 years. And for 5 years, I've been dreaming about going to Amsterdam, and now it's actually happening. So this summer, I turned 60, and I'm celebrating with my friends and family in Amsterdam, my 60th birthday. So we're going to have the birthday party at my hotel. And so that's going to be a lot of fun. So really looking forward to seeing friends and family again in Amsterdam. And of course, I'll be vlogging from Amsterdam and post whatever I can from Amsterdam. I'll be bringing my computer and my phone and post from there as well my trip, because I'm sure you're all very interested to see how it goes. Yeah, so that's about Amsterdam. Yeah, so some other cool things, like I mentioned before, when I was at the hospital, I was checking in the bariatric clinic, and there was a woman that came up to me. I believe her name was Anne. I can't remember if it was Anne, but she came up to me sort of sheepishly and said, "You're Finding Wendy." And I said, yeah, I'm Finding Wendy. She said, "I watch your channel every week, and I love it, and thank you so very much, and you've really inspired me and really motivate me to keep on going." And did she ask, "Can we do a selfie together?" I thought, sure. And she said, "I want to send the selfie to my husband," because she was texting with her husband, "Wendy's here, Wendy's here." So it was a little bit of a celebrity moment, which was neat. It was fine. I'm a musician. I'm used to, I think it's happened to me a few times where actually people ask me for autographs after an opera concert, which was cool. But I am completely happy with helping whoever out there, all of you out there. I mean, I talked about this very thing with my social worker, and I said, I am so glad that I set up this Finding Wendy YouTube channel a year ago, because this YouTube channel has kept me accountable. The accountability of all of you watching this every week is what keeps me on track. And, talking to a friend today, my friend Dennis, we were talking about the trials and tribulations of addiction. So he was referring to a friend who is an alcoholic, or recovering alcoholic. Once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic. Once a foodaholic, always a foodaholic. And it takes a village to not get over the addiction, but it takes a village to help you sustain your life and keep away from your addictions, because they're out there. They're, you can be easily go off the road with eating something you don't think you should have eaten, or you think, oh my God, I really, really love some chips or some popcorn right now, or something like that, you know, similar to what happens with an alcoholic or a drug addict. And but by setting up this Finding Wendy video keeps me on track for sure, because it's the accountability, it's the motivation, it's the being strict on myself that I don't fall off the wagon. Because 13 months out, I must admit that I can eat way more now. My stomach is, I don't know, it's not back to normal. I can't eat giant portions like I used to. But I don't have dumping syndrome. I've never had dumping syndrome, so I can eat sugar. So I have to be careful that that I don't go down that dark road, because but because of all of you, and because I post every week diligently on Finding Wendy, that I am accountable to you. And now with setting these goals of this big trip to Amsterdam, like all of these NSVs, like the NSV to start riding my bike, the NSV to book a trip and go to Amsterdam and walk and be there and enjoy Amsterdam for all it offers. You know, another huge NSV. So setting yourself goals and NSVs is key for your constant motivation, your constant journey, so to speak. And yeah, so let me know in the comments what your big NSVs have been lately, and any suggestions for topics that I should talk about in my upcoming videos, because I must admit that I'm starting to figure out what the heck am I going to talk about this week, because my weight loss and my NSVs are becoming less. So there's less big news to share with you, right? About my weight loss, and, you know, I bought new clothes or whatever. And so I have to figure out some other things that I need, that I can talk about with you guys, because I have to keep on posting these weekly YouTube Finding Wendy videos for my accountability to you guys. So anyways, I think that's about it for this week. Again, thank you so much for following me and keeping in touch. And we will see you all next week. And let's hope that the weather will get warm here soon, because it's not. Spring is really having a hard time. It's an average 8-9 degrees every day. And we've had a whole lot of rain. I was going to say shitload. Whoops. We've had a shitload of rain, and we have huge flooding in Montreal and huge flooding in Ottawa. So luckily no flooding here in Toronto yet, but it's been a wet spring. You know, April showers bring May flowers. It's getting pretty green here, but it's very, very wet. Okay, so I think that's really it. So thanks again, and we will see you again next week. Bye-bye for now.